Okay, this is a serious video, but as usual, you're going to feel really good when we get done. I want to talk about the current state of affairs, some critical things that you need to know, all right? Because it's go time. And everything we've talked about is now happening, and I want to talk to you about what to expect. Now, I did a video on how you can protect yourself and what you need to focus on most to get through what's going to happen within the next few years, all right? Don't worry, I have good news for you, but I have a prediction, but know that there's some amazing things happening, but I want to talk about the critical state of affairs and what you can expect, what is to come. You ready? Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. Yeah, so every once in a while I get somebody that says, your predictions, you didn't tell me what's going to happen. Nobody can do that, all right? So when you go to psychics or whomever, you're always in control of your future. I know people want to go to psychics because they want to be told what's going to happen. But I think what's more powerful is to tell you the truth, and that is what's going to happen is totally in your control. And that's why people like Nostradamus and others who have predicted things, really most of it never happened because they were really warnings. And those warnings told us of what could happen according to the situation and the frequency of the planet at that moment. And that when we see these things and we have this information, we can say, I don't desire that, and shift into a higher frequency and take action to stop being dense beings that are going to do destructive things to the planet. And so you are very important. I have made predictions, and if you watch my videos of them, they've been pretty spot on. This is the beauty of videos, is, you know, I can say, go watch that video, and I said that this is going to occur. I did predict something major coming up in 2020, and of course I told you it was going to be really extreme and to get ready for it. And sure enough, who would guess what that was going to be? But I can give you a pulse. I can put my finger on the pulse of the frequency of the planet and tell you what I feel right now. So what I want to share with you is that everything is evolving exactly the way it should, and everything you're seeing is just the dissolving of the densities that don't have the peace of the one in mind. Those things are dissolving because those on a higher frequency are no longer tolerating. When I say no longer tolerating, they're still in peace. They are not behaving in a negative manner. They are observing and creating the new earth. I am going to tell you what's going to happen right now. This is going to be, it's not just going to be a roller coaster ride. We are going click, 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 up and up and up and up. More and more and more of these things are going to happen that are going to change, switch us into a world that we're saying we're done with that. We're done with things that don't work for the good of the whole. And I'm not talking about going into some controlling situation where we're all automatons. I'm talking about total freedom to be who we are without criticism, without judgment, no judgment of one another, and that our purpose and what we do here on this planet will place others first, and we become one community that flourishes in every single way, from our health to our abundance, and no longer struggling in those areas, because it's not fun to struggle financially or with health or relationships or anything else. All that can go away, and it's starting to dissolve, but not if you're not participating in a higher frequency. Everything you see that appears to be very disturbing is now the launch of phase 2 of the critical changes happening on our planet, because the most powerful country, and that's debatable too, on the planet, the one that I live in, happens to be showing some cracks. Now, we've been going to that place for a long time. Now we're hitting a tipping point. And so the people, the voices of the people are being heard now. The meek shall inherit the earth is happening, and that is a peaceful way. What's the meek? Not the weak. The meek are those who do not operate in a negative manner, who do not force their opinions on others or take sides. The meek sit back and observe and operate in peace and unity. And through that, receive the same. What you give, you receive. If you've taken Breakthrough Fear, my most popular 5-star course, I don't teach ask and it is given. That is a me wanting something. I'm asking because I desire something, and it's given from a different place. I teach give and you receive. You are the one. You don't have to ask anything. The Bible that said ask and is given, what was meant there is the ask is me placing my desire out here and creating it myself, because it's given. If you know it is done, it happens. And you're doing that because you are not separate from the one. So there's no outside source doing all that. This is happening right now. So you're creating your own reality and observing the tipping point of how we as a collective have been behaving, and it's going to absolutely keep going and going and going for 2 years. All right? This is probably going to be the most critical year. And next year, this is the year of expansion. If you've watched my videos, I named this the year of expansion. That means that we have to get ourselves in check and expand into areas that we didn't pay attention to before. And that is, how we can function in a more natural, organic way. And then next year is the year of action. I already named it. Then you act on that plan, that strategy of what am I going to do with my life? What am I going to do? How I earn money. You guys have seen this. I promote the heck out of this. It changed my life. I learned how to use the internet so that I could use it in a powerful, positive way. You can go and learn things, get new skills, get tools spiritually in every area of your life and use them on the highest frequency. So we have to empower ourselves. So use this time to expand, because what's happening out there is the massive change that's going to open up the gateways. I want you to know that this is what's happening. Opening up the gateways to you, because the matrix is breaking down. That's all you're seeing right now. So, what happened in the matrix? Yeah, there was a battle. We're not going into that battle, because higher beings, as you saw in the end of the movie, when you go into that space, you have so much power that nothing can control you or create your destiny, change your destiny. You get to do that. Every moment you have to make a decision now of what you're going to do and how you're going to participate in this world that appears to be unorganized and chaotic. It's not. It's shifting into a completely different geometrical equation of the higher frequency. Now, there are those that will stay in the lower one, and that's their choice, and that's not to be judged either. No more side taking. So, you're going to see, you're going to observe, and I gave you the 4 ways to get through all this, with flying colors, and not let it take you down. If you adhere to the 4 principles that I gave you, 4 actions that I gave you, you can get through this and observe this as the massive change that's happening that we all signed up for. You're going to see every single thing, every foundation on the entire planet is going to shift in ways that you never imagined. Now, we see the economy every 10 years, takes a flip. Why does that happen? How can an economy tank if it's operating on a high frequency? There must be something in there that doesn't work. That's going to change too. So you don't run out and try and invest in something else that's going to save you. There are going to be things completely different introduced that we've never done before on this planet, and especially here in my country. All right? You're going to see opportunities completely different, that you don't rest your whole savings into something that could go away overnight, and you don't really know why it happened, because there are all kinds of agendas that have been going on that don't work in your favor. So we have to stop believing the lies. We have to stop looking at the agendas and the conspiracies, because those are all part of the reeling you in. If you're going to turn people on each other, go ahead and say that there's some agenda that somebody's doing to harm another. Get caught up in that, or you can be the meek, who's not even exposing your energy field to any of that, and you are focused on the new earth, the expansion to areas that you never imagined you could expand into, that's amazing. This is going to be one of the most challenging years, and next year will continue. All right? In every area that needs correction. We've started with our health. That included how we treated our food, our animals, and now how we are as a community. All got tested last year. That's going to continue, and now because of that, all the other systems are going to take a major hit of massive change. That's all that's happening. So I want you to relax and know that you agreed to be here during this, to see this amazing new world emerge. But if you are not contributing to the new world in unity and peace and love, you will experience something completely different. And it's not going to be pleasant. And you get to choose that. Do you want to do your job? You came here to participate in the frequency, raising of the frequency of the planet, one light being at a time, but you don't have to do it. That's not a contract that you have to go forward on. If you choose not to do it, well, there'll be some other thing, other space or experience or journey you're going to go into to allow you to do that again. I think it's time to do it here and now, don't you? It's amazing, and it's going to be wonderful. And those of you watching my channel, there's a good chance that you're experiencing this almost euphoric feeling of, wow, this is all really positive. You're going to see some really positive things come from this, because you're going to see that the planet, the higher frequencies, are no longer tolerating bad behavior. It's not okay, and it's actually bringing us together. So instead of us all being separate, when the bad behavior happens and it's destructive, and it points fingers at other people and creates chaos, then you're going to see people separate over here and say, we will never participate in that again. It's not good. And so now, how can we be different? Because it's going to be our density in our face saying, this is what you are. This is what you've been. This is how you've been behaving. And now people are saying, we don't want to behave like that anymore. And even if we do have different opinions and ideas of how things should be, we're still going to come together in unity to find solutions. This year, 2021 and 2022, are going to continue to be extremely challenging in every area of your life. And what's going to happen is when you choose the higher frequency, the gateways will open for change, for you to expand in ways that are super positive. In other words, you can be abundant, you can be healthy. And by the way, if you get hit by any of this stuff out there, it doesn't mean you're not enlightened. It's your opportunity to explore that experience. That's all it is. Learn from it and share the experience with others. What is it like? And help other people. So, it's like people that go into rehab places. You don't have teachers in there who've never had addiction, right? So they go in there to teach what is it like and how do you change that. This is exactly what's happening. So everything you're experiencing is your opportunity to show that positive change can happen from even the most challenging of experiences. So instead of running around trying to preserve anything you have, expand into areas that you never imagined possible and say, what is that new earth offering me right now? Because amazing opportunities are opening for the majority. And it was always a minority of people that ruled everything, preferably putting themselves first, right? So they say they would prefer to put themselves first. And that's changing. So this is all very good, but I just going to tell you the foundations. I don't know the details. No one knows the details of what's going to happen because, again, it's a moving target according to what we choose as a collective. But all the systems are collapsing in a positive way. They're not going down. They're being replaced with things that will work for us. I want to assure you of that. So watch that. Don't try and cling to anything that wasn't working, jobs that people weren't happy with, careers, struggling for money, health and how we, treat our bodies and what we're putting in them. All that has to change. You have to start investigating and expand, and don't look to others for those answers. Do your own work. Go to your teachers, and you decide what works for you, because there is no one guru out there that has those answers for you. You have to make those decisions for yourself. So you get to decide right now where you go. We're going into the new earth, even at an accelerated rate. We have been doing that. And so You get to choose where you're going to participate, and your world will look very different according to that, and you'll contribute in a positive way. So get ready. It's going to be one heck of a year. But I want you to see those opportunities and say, what within this can I do that is going to take me to something amazing? Get creative, passionate, have compassion, be giving and loving, and stand back and observe when you feel fear. Come take one of my courses. You guys can sign up for Manifest Anything. It's a free series. Every few days you get a video from me, offers, new classes. Come to the monthly Miracle Circle. I work with you live, and you get the recording unlimited that has practices, meditations. This is my free video series on how to create businesses online in numerous ways. It'll also give you skills so that you can find opportunities online for new, let's just say, income. Expand. That's it. Don't judge it. Just go, do, expand, learn, and I'll meet you there. So I'm going to continue to keep you updated on this, and no one person can tell you the details of what's going to happen because we're in charge of that. So don't waste your money on a psychic. Write down what your future is and make it happen. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.